Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage and welcome back to episode 24 of Crusader Kings 2 with the Monks and Mystics DLC. Now, I'm going to start this video off by saying I've really been enjoying playing this game and I actually love Monks and Mystics. I thought Reaper's Due was the best DLC, the one I enjoyed the most, but since playing Monks and Mystics I've changed my mind. I actually really like the Monks and Mystics aspects. And I've really been enjoying this campaign, but I am going to make this the last video in this series, at least for a while. The simple fact of the matter is, and I've said this on multiple occasions over the years that I've been doing YouTube, and I've never really managed to put it into practice, is that in order for my channel to actually see any growth and get views and get more subscribers, I need to really mix up what I do. And when I start playing episodic Let's Plays, you know, series that have 20, 30, 50, 100 videos, with each passing video, they get fewer and fewer views, and I actually get far more success from videos that are just sort of one-offs or very short series. Now, most of the time I only run 2 series. At the moment with Crusader Kings, I'm actually running 3. And the problem right now is Crusader Kings 2 is by far my least viewed series at the moment. In fact, most of my episodes are getting fewer than 100 views, which is... In fact, some episodes are getting around 60, which is less than 0.5% of my subscriber base. Compare that with the video for EU4 Mandate of Heaven that I did a couple of days ago, and that video got nearly 1,000 views within the first 48 hours. So I think that I need to put CK2 on the back burner. I'm going to keep the save game. I might come back later at some later time and finish it, but my concern at the moment is the time that I'm using to record CK2, that's only getting a handful of views, I could be using that to record some other games. There is... what have we got? There is Steel Division Normandy 44, which I've just been given access to, so I'd like to do a couple of videos on that. There's going to be another RTS game that I'm getting access to this evening that I will actually be streaming with Marbazir. So if you're watching this video today, on the 7th of April, at 7 PM UK time, it'll be, 6 PM GMT, 7 PM UK time, I will be, hopefully, if all goes well, streaming with Marbazir over on his Twitch channel. So go and check that out. I'm not going to say what in advance, because I'm not sure if there's any NDA on what we are doing. But we are going to carry on with this game for the remainder of this video. We're at least going to try and get something done if we can. We are still fabricating down here on Cornwall and Devon. Maybe we will get those. This is our daughter. She appears to be ill. Co-conspirator has procured a poisonous viper and sends word that it will suit. So who are we trying to... We're trying to kill off a random vassal, are we? One that doesn't like us very much, as I seem to remember. We'll just go through the motions there. So we can still create some titles. I don't think we need to. Oh dear. My reputation is ruined. My plot has been revealed. We gain a learning, but the tax modifier goes down. Does that still give us enough to... No, we've still only got 6 learning. Okay, well, at least he's dead. So that kind of solves one problem there. Let's go and have a quick look at the realm tree now. That's actually looking a lot better than it was. There's still a couple of people that dislike me. We've got our cousin here, the Earl of Gwent. And again, the problem that we've got is Gwent, we don't actually own this duchy, so we can't really give that away. However, though, overall, most of the people actually like us, so we don't really mind too much. I guess we could go and get another couple of tributaries. Oh, no, have we become gluttonous, or were we already? Oh, people just don't like as much. What's the wife, mostly? Diplomatic relations. So, we don't have... Unless we've got some CBs on these. I guess these CBs are literally just for... I know we do have some claims there. And claim for our brother, who's just an earl. Petty claim on the kingdom. We could try and claim this for our brother. Don't really like trying to claim for earls, though. Now, you're not my vassal, are you? No, but you are my vassal. So if I was to claim it for you, would it go to me? Let's give it a go. And I always get a little bit confused by the way that it works. From what I understand, the way that it is supposed... Did I actually declare that war? Yes, I did. From what I understand, the way that it's actually supposed to work is that providing the claim that you are pushing belongs to somebody who is your vassal, and providing the title that you are trying to claim is of a lower rank than your own, then they should remain your vassal. That's the way it's supposed to work. Our peasants are bothering you. You learn on your own. Right, let's go ahead and group you together. We are leading the centre here. Well, as this is going to be the last video, let us lead the centre. Let us, if we die in glorious battle, then we die in glorious battle. We should be able to go ahead and, yep. Looks like we lost a commander, unfortunately. We do have a couple of spare, though, so that's not too bad. Let's put one in. At least it wasn't myself. So let's get everybody across here, and we'll go and keep trying to smash this army down. Morale of armies or levy size? I don't think we'll go for the morale of armies. Levy size can be useful. Right, let's group you all back up. We've still got all of the right commanders in. We're already at 62%, which is quite amazing. So if this does become part of our realm, then we could form the Duchy of it. In fact, we could probably even form the Kingdom of Wales. We'll probably have enough to do that. So we're just going to go around and start smashing people while we're waiting for various claims and things. You're marching off somewhere. You're going to try and siege that down. You're probably not really going to have enough men to siege anything down, to be honest. So we'll just ignore that. It wasn't until several weeks after the banquet that I heard about it and wondered why I was not invited. Aren't Duke Oswulf and I friends? Maybe he forgot. We need to talk. Go and talk to him. Try and keep people friendly. It's always good to keep people friendly, because they're less likely to cause you problems in the future. Yeah, he's got a bit more of an army now. I think it's still slightly undersized, but he's not really stopping anywhere. He's marching around. We've already got 95%. And I should win this siege before he gets anywhere with that one. In fact, our siege ticks on this. Is it a city we're sieging now? It's a bishopric. It's going particularly quickly. And there we go. There's 100%. So let's see if this works out. So we want to offer peace. Enforce demands. And it does actually become ours. Brilliant. So that did work out as expected. Now there is a vassal inheritance warning there, which is fine. Let's go ahead then and dismiss the armies. So, do we have any other claims that we can try and push? No, we've become arbitrary. So, apparently we do have some claims down here, or it looks like we do. Can't declare on you directly. You we can declare on. We can claim for the Duke of Wessex. Heir to the Duchy of Wessex. Let's go ahead and give it a go, see if we can claim Devon. So we'll go ahead and do that. Look, we've just started another war instantly. Let's re-raise all of the levies again. Let's go and grab everybody up, march them all down here. We should easily have the numbers to deal with this. I'm not going to bother with this event right now, because it might be problematic. Child lacks an education focus. Let's go for a martial education. Can we get you betrothed? This is actually my son. You are 12. And there is an 11-year-old genius available. Let's go ahead and get that sorted out. Oh, is accepted. Fantastic. Let's get all these... We don't really need this many men. We could probably even afford a larger retinue as well. But let's make sure we've got everybody there together. And we're not actually leading the centre for some reason. We'll just swap those around. Okay, what have we got here then? You want to arrange a marriage between my daughter? Yep, sure. can righteously imprison one of our vassals, but I don't think we need to worry too much about that. Okay, let's go ahead then and try and smash their army. We've got another child here that lacks an education focus, because they grow up so quickly. You are a bastard of the dynasty, so I'm not too bothered about arranging your marriage or anything. But we'll certainly go ahead and do that. You become a brilliant strategist. 39% already. Let's catch this army before it gets out of there. Ah, we've been wounded. So it doesn't matter how high your martial skill is. Oh, his wound's healed, and now he's got a scar. So that's some... Is it extra piety you get, or is it extra... Where's scarred? It's that one. It's prestige. So you get a little bit of extra monthly prestige if you get a scar. So it's not a bad thing. I mean, obviously being wounded is bad because it reduces your health. But you don't stay wounded for long. Assuming, of course, the wound actually heals. Assuming the wound heals and it doesn't fester and get infected, then you just end up with a scar which gives you piety. So it's good all along. Yeah, we don't want to sort of murder people in the dungeons. We'll just kill off the rest of this army. We'll sit here and siege out Devon. If he does manage to spawn any more troops, of course, it's going to be in Cornwall. There's nowhere he can go except through us, so he's not really going to pose any threat here. We've lost our spy master again. Do we have some vassals? You are my vassal. And you're disappointed for not being on the council. You'd actually be a relatively good spy master. Let's go ahead and, at least for the time being, do what we usually do, move you down to Thrake. We are sort of catching up with the Byzantines now in terms of tech, so somebody did ask me on a comment on a previous video to show the rest of the world, actually, and it's something that I'd forgotten to do. So let's go ahead and do that. So obviously everything in our corner of the world looks pretty much like it should be, with England growing. You've got Pickland, which is basically Scotland. Obviously we're taking over Wales. The Holy Roman Empire has still got most of Europe. There's a few little bits keep breaking off. I see the Umayyad have managed to grab a little piece of land up here in Brittany. The Umayyad still own all of Iberia. Down here in Africa, as much as we can see, not too much going on. The Abbasids still down here. Abyssinia hasn't really grown out. The Simerids. Looks like Byzantium's lost a bit of ground over here. Bavaria, Croatia. Croatia's still doing quite well, and Bulgaria. Bulgaria's actually really sort of blobbing out there. I'm not too sure what they are doing. Friuli seems to be growing some as well. Pomerania still exists. Looks like Sweden has gotten down here a little bit into mainland Europe. And then obviously we're over here into all of the hordes. There's nothing too crazy going on. Certainly not to the level of crazy that stuff tends to happen in EU4 anyway. So he actually raised some ships, unbelievably enough. He raised 2 ships to move 200 men. I don't even think he can siege with 200 men. So that was quite interesting. That's pretty brave of him. I mean, we're already on 73%. I mean, this is the war goal. We should probably be sieging down Cornwall. We do have a new heir. We need to nominate a successor. So let's go and nominate our brother. Because obviously we want to make sure that it is a dynasty member that has the vote, not a non-dynasty member. That's still only 92%. But instead of going and sieging out the duchy proper, we'll stay here. Because it is... it's going to be a bishopric or a city. It's a bishopric. So it'll be quite quick to fall. And then we can go and crush the army again. There we go, got 100%. So if we go and offer peace... goes to our brother, and it does indeed become ours. Does that let us usurp any titles? It doesn't look like it does. That's a bit of a shame. Let's go ahead and disband the military again then. Levy took a tiny bit of damage, not a huge amount. So are there any other places we could grab? I mean, bear in mind we will actually have some truces with these people. What about this? We could declare war on this. the Duke is my friend. We'll go ahead and get this claim for you. So, once again, let's raise the armies. Remember, there is always a real danger of constantly doing this because your military forces are just getting weaker and weaker. And we just ran into somebody there. Lose a bit of money for some prestige and we can become proud. Yeah, we don't mind that, if we're not already. Gain some gold. I'll take the gold. I don't really use the favours all that much. So we're going to lose a couple of fights here because we've got some men who I very stupidly just marched through the middle of his army, which I don't all care about all that much, really. Kept him busy enough so that I could get the majority of the army together, and we'll just go down there and smash him up. So there we go. We're currently, again, we're leading the flank. I'd prefer to be in the centre. So let's go down and straight up murderize that army. Certainly getting some more of the border gore filled in. Who's that that's just died? Just some, like, random person. And some heresy has appeared. How is our bishop doing? You still haven't even got rid of that yet. You're doing a terrible job there. Absolutely terrible job. Well, we've killed them all off. We just need to wait for this siege. This siege will go quite quickly. We have yet another son. It's a bastard, so we will denounce. Who is our current lover? Or how many do we have? It's just you. Why are we even with you? Not even... Oh, that's me. Not... Oh, because you're the quick, attractive... debatable. You are the quick, attractive person with a cough and chest pains. So, you've got cancer. Okay. So... Let's go ahead and wait for this siege to finish. It shouldn't take too long. There it is, 100% already. Nice. So we'll offer a piece there. That becomes part of our land. Fantastic. So we're certainly getting rid of a lot of this border gore. It's quickly getting chewed up. We could go ahead and attack Pickland, but... I mean, like I said, I am going to keep the save game. I may decide at some point when my schedule's a little less busy to actually come back and continue with it. Although, if I actually get around to doing that before there's another DLC that ruins everything, I don't really know. What we will do, I think, here is we'll go ahead and just move our Chancellor and get him actually fabricating... Where don't we have a claim? Either of these two down here. So if we get you fabricating a claim on this... Because we already have a claim down here. I mean, we've got a truce. So we can't declare... Well, we could. I mean, we've got the prestige to spare. But it would lower all Christian rulers' opinions of us. So I don't mind losing the prestige, but I don't really want to take the negative 25 hit to that. So that's a bit unfortunate. How high did we get in our society? We've still only got 1,000 dark power. We can't go up to the next rank. How much score do we have? So... we are not even next in line. We're only on 359. There's at least 2 more people in front of us. Died of pneumonia. That was our lover. It wasn't actually cancer she had. It was pneumonia. But she's now finished. Another child lacks an education focus. Again, it's an illegitimate child, so I'm not too concerned on the outcome of that one. So, as he's growing older, you can see that Afro could use some guidance in some of my experienced areas. So, we would basically become out of patience for a few years, but he would become patient. Sure, I don't mind becoming out of patience. Let's try and make Afro the best person he can be. So, we've got 3 titles we can create now. We can actually create the Kingdom of Wales. Now, the problem with creating the Kingdom of Wales is then I will have 2 kingdoms and I will have to worry about succession law for both. And in fact, if we actually look, the Kingdom of Wales is probably still Gavelkind. So we'll be voting for the King of England, but it'll still be Gavelkind succession for Wales. What I'd sooner do is wait until I've got enough land to form the Empire, and then I don't have to worry too much about the individual kingdoms because I'll be the Emperor and not the King. So that's pretty much the way that we want this to go. You might fancy me. You've got a lisp. You're gluttonous and you've got a lisp. Yet the lispy glutton still looks better than my attractive lover. Not too sure what's going on with Paradox and their artwork for some of the characters. We get another random Jewish exile that's decided to join our court. But I think we've done pretty well. How far off are we from getting the Empire? So if we did want to, for example, create the Empire, we need... Oh, it's 80%, because you only need 51... I think it's... No, what is it for a kingdom? A kingdom is... less. Kingdom... Oh, I ballsed that up, didn't I? Right, Kingdom of England, de jure, Empire of Brittany, Kingdom of Ireland. Yeah, you need 51% to create a kingdom. But you need 80% to create a duchy. We need to hold at least 2 kingdom titles, which we could. Because we can form the Kingdom of Wales, so we could form Wales. But we still need to control 80%, and we only control 53. So we'd have to take some... I mean, again, it doesn't necessarily have to be all Wales and England. We could take land from Pictland. We could take various random bits of land from Ireland as well, because all of this is still... independent, all these independent places, unlike Pictland, which is, although there's a massive rebellion going on, Pictland is just one big kingdom. So if we attacked anyone in Pictland, we'd be fighting the whole of Pictland, whereas we could go and pick on these individual little Irish provinces and be able to deal with those. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4... there's only 4 provinces in England that we don't control. Technically, I think the Isle of Man technically is... Kingdom of England, I think. De jure kingdoms. No, apparently it does count as Scotland. I'm not sure it does in the modern world, but in this apparently it is Scotland. But this has been Crusader Kings 2 with the Monks and Mystics DLC. I have to say, I really do like it. I think the thing that makes Crusader Kings 2 such an interesting game is the storytelling. You compare it to something like EU4, where the game doesn't really have a lot of character. EU4 does have some diplomacy, but it's mainly about war. It's about fighting and conquest. CK2 is always focused on the individuals. CK2 is a game about people, not about places. And it's those interactions between the characters. It's the ability to befriend and manipulate and sort of arrange marriages. And, you know, it's that sort of feudal lords. It's the Game of Thrones simulator, essentially. And I think that adding some of those supernatural events and the cults and things like that, even the ones that were added in Reaper's Due, like the, okay, maybe the, what is it, the Immortal one is a little bit silly. But as far as things go, like the devil worship and the demons and things like that, and witchcraft, well, I mean, obviously I don't want to insult anyone's beliefs, whether you believe in such things or not. But the point is, in feudal times, people did believe in it, so it is relevant to the game. There would have been people who were practicing witchcraft. There would have been people who believed that other people were practicing witchcraft and persecuted them for it. And there certainly were people who believed in demons and believed that other people were possessed. So it certainly does make sense for it to be in the game. I've really enjoyed playing Monks and Mystics, and I definitely want to play it some more. I'm a little bit disheartened that so few of my subscribers actually seem to be enjoying watching it, and for the 50 or 60 of you that were watching the series with regularity, I do apologise that it has to come to an end, but obviously the overall health of the channel has to take priority in this instance. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you have enjoyed Crusader Kings 2. I'll see you in the next video, whenever that may be, and until then, goodbye for now.